In this video, we're going to be covering another SQL question. This is Leetcode question number 1501. Countries you can safely invest in. We have a person table where we have an ID of that person, name of that person, and the phone number of that person. The phone number it's being told that it's gonna be like that, like an American phone number, where the first three is the area code, the rest is the number of that person. Not actually. The first three is the country code, and the rest would be the number. And the country is gonna have a name and a country code, and we are um, guaranteed that it's gonna be a three digit, maybe because of the preceding zeros. That's why they are saying that the country codes are gonna have xxx in there, like the preceding zeros, and maybe if it is even one, like in America, in the case of US, it's gonna be 001. Then we have another table calls. We have a caller ID and the callee ID. So when who's making a call is going to be in the caller ID, and this ID is for the person who is receiving the call, and the duration is the amount of the call. Sorry, the amount of the time they actually talk to each other. Primary key, there is no primary key for this particular call table because a person can call multiple times for to multiple different countries, and there can be duplicates and stuff like that. We need to, the country intends to, so basically a telecommunication company wants to invest in new countries, right? So the country intends to, I think the company intends to invest in the countries where the average call duration of the calls is in this country is strictly greater than the global average call. So as we can see here that we need to calculate the global average call, and we have to actually return the country where the average call is actually greater than that average global call. Write the SQL query to find the countries where the companies can invest based on this algorithm, that the call duration from or to that company, both of them included, should be like the average of that duration should be greater than the global average call. So over here we have these people in here, and we have these countries in here, and we have the caller tables. So one thing you can notice is like you can't just tell that uh, which, so if this is the ID of Jonathan, we don't know which country does he belong to until we go here. We actually process this information. Basically, we parse his phone number, get this country code, and look at the country code, and then we actually look for the country, and then from there we can know that okay, Jonathan is from Peru, and any call either being made or received by the ID 3 is actually gonna go in this Peru section. So these are the different calls. One is making the call to person 9 for 33 minutes, and you can say that the person 9 is receiving a call for 33 minutes from caller ID 1. Again, similarly, 2 is making a call to 9 for 4 minutes. It also means that the 9 is receiving a call for 4 minutes from a from a caller ID 2. In this average, in this table, the only output is gonna be Peru because his average is 145 minutes. Meaning, if you look at this person Peru, this is Peru is, who is Peru? 051, 051. There are two people, 3 and 12. So anything related to either 3 or 12 here, or either 3 or 12 here, that's gonna go into this one. And we have to have like they are actually coming in 6 different instances. So we have to divide them by 6, right? That would actually bring this one over 145. So this is the average call duration. There's a typo in here. The calculation is right, but in order to get the average, all you need to do is 33, 44, 59, all of them added, but you have to multiply them by 2 times. The reason being is that one time for making a call, one time for receiving a call. And then because these are 10 entries, and 10 time for making a call and 10 time for receiving a call would make it 20. So you multiply everything over here by 2 and then divide by 20 in order to get the average call. Let's get to the algorithm here. Okay, we are going to be making use of this keyword with. It is introduced in MySQL 8. What it does is, like, you can think of it as creating a temporary table with people underscore country as. So it's basically we are trying to create another table which has an ID and a country field, and the way we created it is by person p left join the country c, and on the left of this equals to the country code. Left is another function in MySQL. What it does is, like, it takes, if it is, this is a string, right? So it's gonna take the, it's gonna create a string by taking the last the leftmost 3 characters, uh, and just uh, so that's gonna actually return the leftmost 3 characters for every string, which was phone underscore number. So we want to do that. We want to compare it, and then basically we're going to be joining it with the country code in order to get the ID and the country. What's going to happen after this temporary table is that we're going to have an ID and we're going to have a country name. So this 3 we can actually say that, okay, he belongs to Peru, and so on and so forth. So with every single one we will have an associated country name for that. That's gonna be used. So this is basically another table we have. So now what we're gonna do is, let's talk about this one, because in the end what we are doing in this section, in the above section, is we are taking the average time and we are saying that this needs to be greater than this thing. What this thing is, like, this is selecting the caller ID and the duration from calls, and union all select the callee ID and the duration from calls. We are using the calls 2 times, and we are saying that select this one and the duration and the callee ID and the duration. The reason for doing union is because we have to count everything 2 times. Reason being that uh, we are gonna consider the duration for receiving the calls and for making the calls 2 times. So once we have that, we're gonna take the average duration of that. Just taking the average of the duration is gonna, this thing is gonna basically give you the average call duration worldwide. If you wanna see where this is what we are doing, global call duration average. Okay, now we wanna do the same thing, right? We want to have the same thing, but this time we want to have a country and an average duration, right, for the average time, but with the left join of the people country and grouping by the country. So kind of very similar thing, but this time we want to group them by the countries. Only the countries are gonna these averages are gonna be by the countries. So the similar thing we did, but this time, and we were able to do it because we used this people country. we are left joining it because this is just gonna give you the caller ID, duration, and this is the one which is gonna tell you, okay, what is the name of the country in here. So that's why you were able to do the country and the average duration, and that's it. Yeah, that would do it. And in the end, we are just selecting the country from this selection. That's all I wanted to cover in this video. Thanks for watching.